All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets. We're going to be going over the crypto gaming landscape, and we have a little bit of alpha to share across a couple different protocols that I think you'll want to look out for and potentially participate in as well. Some upcoming projects under some narratives that are very, very hot at this moment in time. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to dive right into it. Like the videos if you enjoy the content here on Banter and on In the Game every single day, and subscribe to the channel for more shows daily on fundamentals, DeFi, metaverse, and crypto gaming, and more here on Crypto Banter. And shout out to our sponsors on In the Game. Bybit, one of the leading crypto exchanges in the entire industry. For all of your trading, you can sign up for a Bybit account down below. NordVPN, always navigate securely throughout crypto. Use a VPN. Despite what's going on with the US regulations right now, VPNs are a very safe way to navigate throughout crypto and protect your privacy and your IP addresses. Link down below for NordVPN. Vulcan Forge, one of the leading blockchain gaming studios with their Vulcan Studios, Elysium blockchain. Metaverse is a service with the Metascapes platform. Check out Vulcan Forge down below. SIDUS Heroes, one of the leading AAA intergalactic experiences in all of Web3 gaming. And last but certainly not least, Sniper School is about to begin their next free course. Down below, you can get involved for the 3-week cohort for the Sniper School. Link down below in the description. That is completely free. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. And we saw a pretty good jolt in the market overnight, over the 24 hours. You know, Bitcoin's up 4%. And last show, I kind of mentioned, I think we're loading up for this type of a move. And I still think personally that 31,000 is where I'm aiming for. 31,000 was my next price prediction after the 27K mark. And I'm thinking it might be a slow burn up to that. You know, slowly but surely, we're going to climb up to that, in my opinion. I do think that the narrative around crypto is very hot with everything that's happening with the US dollar too. All the countries and the alliances coming together to make the US dollar not that reserve currency for these different, you know, countries and nations. I think that that's massive too. And people are wanting to move their dollars into something more secure. And what's more secure? Bitcoin, decentralized finance, actually owning your crypto, owning your own keys, and having self-custody, being your own bank. I think that people are seeing the empowerment, and they're also seeing the devaluing of the US dollar. So I think that's really playing into this as well. And it's kind of just a recovery from the Binance news the other day. We took a dip from the Binance news. Now we're seeing a little bit of a springboard back up. And this time altcoins are kind of catching some of that narrative as well. You know, we see over the last 24 hours, stuff like Cypher's up 15%. We have Veracity up 10%. So finally, some of that liquidity is coming into altcoins. And we're going to go over some of those altcoins that I'm really eyeing up, and always keeping the quality at the top, right? There's so many projects, there's so many gaming tokens, but you can't get caught up in the chat and the conversations going on. You need to focus on the quality projects, especially at the time like this, because the money's not hitting the low caps yet. When the money hits the low caps, we're going to have you primed and ready, because our low caps we've been covering and really making sure we're going to get in front of when that liquidity hits. But what are some of the projects we are looking at with some hot narratives at this moment in time? I think Polygon and Immutable, ironically, they're the exact same price at this moment in time. That's very creepy. But 112 is the price for each Immutable and Polygon. And Immutable recently, if you look at the 7-day, it got right back to $1 and it didn't budge. It didn't go below that dollar mark. And now it's about $1.12. I'm thinking as these unlocks play out and as time goes on, and if alts continue to pump, Immutable is going to catch a ton of that liquidity. So I'm definitely getting a little more bullish on IMX as far as the token standpoint. Obviously, their business metrics are you know, bulletproof in my opinion. And our conviction on Polygon has been throughout the bear market and more. And now during this rally, you know, it's kind of having trouble making its next leg up with the ZK EVM technology and the amount of businesses coming to the platform. I think that long term, it's a no-brainer. But in the short term, I think that Immutable does have a good amount of upside potential if the market and the altcoins continue to get some liquidity, as we're seeing Immutable with their entire ecosystem under one umbrella here. As Robbie says, my favorite stat from last week is that over 15 games said something of, we're originally debating between Immutable X and Polygon. And now they don't have to choose. This is absolutely brilliant. And this is the power of that ZK-EVM technology from Polygon, as we're seeing Immutable with their ZK technology, the immutable ZK-EVM technology powered by Polygon. So now devs don't have to choose Polygon or Immutable. They can have the best of both worlds here with the ZK-EVM technology. This makes me ultra bullish on the future of Polygon and Immutable, and they really are the kings of gaming and biz dev in the industry right now. And I would say the project that's right below as far as biz dev and gaming at this moment in time, and not far behind, is Avalanche. I mean, Avalanche with their subnet technology are proving time and time again that businesses want that in-house control of their own blockchain, but at the same time, they don't want to have the security compromises. Think of what Ronin blockchain went through, the Ronin bridge hack, right? Building your own layer 1 blockchain and your own solution, layer 2, anything. It's not easy. And the security side of things is even harder. So a big business from Web 2 coming over to Web 3 can utilize the Avalanche layer 1 technology in their own subnets. We're seeing lots of businesses that are going to build subnets like TSM. I'm sure Amazon might have their own thing in the future. That's speculation, but they are partnered up with Amazon. Subnets are going to power the future of a lot of these businesses coming over from the Web 2 side of things. And not only that, we're seeing gameplay from some of the top games coming to Avalanche. And I know everyone's looking forward to 𝗏𝗏, first-person extraction shooter, the developers from stuff like Call of Duty, Halo, and more, and from HBO Interactive. 𝗏𝗏's is looking very impressive. There were play tests recently at GDC last week where people were actually playing matches and extracting, and it looked amazing. So I'm really looking forward to see more from 𝗏𝗏. And just today, Avalanche announces an initiative launching the 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏, kind of like the Renaissance, an initiative designed to accelerate the careers of artists around the world and foster the excitement around the Avalanche NFT ecosystem. So this is just going to empower the creators and the artists that are building on Avalanche. It says that there are 2 pillars to it: the Artist in the Residence program and the Mona Lisa initiative. They're going to pick 50 artists for a 6-month Artist in the Residence program. So this is really cool, empowering creators, right? Decentralized technology. Some of the croissant in the chat box, 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏, Renaissance croissant. I couldn't help but laugh at that. But this is awesome because empowering creators in Web3 is what it's all about, right? These decentralized developers that are bringing their products to the blockchain, they deserve that empowerment. So this is awesome to see from Avalanche. And they will be at the 3XP Web3 Gaming Expo. Their Web3 gaming presence is very front and center at the moment. They were one of the big attractions at GDC. They'll be one of the big attractions here at 3XP. And honestly, I think long-term, even at these prices and these valuations, I think Avalanche is, very, very cheap and undervalued at this moment in time at a $5 billion market cap, even a $12 billion fully diluted. I do think it does have a lot of upside potential. So I do have my eyes on Avalanche quite a bit. What about Link in the chat? So I don't cover Link too much. There's just so much interoperability within there. But Chainlink the other day just posted a thread about gaming and about how interoperability in games is going to be the future. Chainlink can empower that. So I'm definitely bullish on Chainlink. It's just not really up my niche as far as everything that they're doing. Let's take a look at some more of the chats. Polygon, Sandbox, Avalanche, Filecoin, Gala, Superfarm, my portfolio. I like it. Pretty diversified across blockchains, metaverses, gaming studios, and more. That's a pretty good stack. Joe's been pumping to 50, 60. Yeah, Joe's catching a lot of attention right now. That's Trader Joe, the main decentralized exchange on Avalanche. Definitely catching some liquidity at the moment. And with their NFT marketplace too, definitely looking strong. WOSDR, we're going to take a look at WOSDR at the end of the show. So stay tuned. But Magic Treasure DAO. So Magic took quite a bit of a dip with the Arbitrum narrative and with the Arbitrum ecosystem. If we take a look at the 1-month chart, we got all the way up right above $2. And this was right before the airdrop. This is 2 days before the airdrop. And we've kind of seen a steep decline ever since because it was more of a buy the rumor, sell the news event. Once Arbitrum launched, once the Arbitrum airdrop hit, all that liquidity hit the market. Well, it was kind of priced into Magic, right? Well, now we're seeing under $1.50 on Magic. And at these valuations, being the #1 GameFi project and GameFi ecosystem underneath Arbitrum, I think that this market cap is vastly undervalued. And let's take a look at some of the announcements they're making. some of the biggest Web3 gaming tournaments in the space now coming to Arbitrum. So ready for the biggest tournament on Arbitrum. We've teamed up with AI Arena, sponsored by Arbitrum, to give out $100,000 in prizes. This is the power of gaming. This is the power of what can happen when you have these massive communities and these big narratives, and Arbitrum is going to power games for years and years to come. The gas fees are very nominal, almost non-existent when you use the network, very fast. And over the last week, Arbitrum's had more transactions every single day than Ethereum. So in my opinion, the Arbitrum narrative is here to stay. And I think that GameFi on Arbitrum, you have to look at Magic. What about Gala Games? Gala Games, definitely high quality project. We talk about Gala all the time. Definitely bullish on Gala. And if you're looking for some alpha underneath the Arbitrum ecosystem, look towards Sparta Dex. Sparta Dex is an upcoming gamified DEX, kind of like DeFi Kingdoms, coming to the Arbitrum network, but with a real yield aspect to it. So everyone wants real yield. This project is going to deliver that. And on April 4th, the Sparta Dex testnet goes live. Now, why is this important? I would highly advise hopping into the testnet, make some transactions on the testnet, and you just might get rewarded down the line. That's about all I can say on that. But your participation on the testnet is going to be rewarded, and that's what the rumors are. So Sparta Dex is definitely the alpha on Arbitrum's network at this moment in time, and they're getting a ton of sentiment and a lot of hype as an upcoming decentralized exchange gamified DEX on the platform underneath Arbitrum. So look out for Sparta Dex. We'll take a look. PYR versus ILV. I would look at PYR. ILV is a fantastic game. ILV is building multiple games inside of their ecosystems, but my main concern is you're not looking at a 10-game ecosystem with a metaverse as a service, with an in-house blockchain, with a node ecosystem, with everything that Vulcan Forge has going on. And honestly, I would go with PYR personally, because you're betting on a full-blown studio, a full-blown distributor of games rather than just relying on one product. I am bullish on Illuvium long-term, but like I said, with Vulcan Forge blockchain coming to the light, and when you look at what Jamie Thompson and the team are building, while the real world is busy and with ominous charts and impending doom, I'd say we're now becoming one of the most complete metaverse MMOs with Vulcanverse ever expanding. Get your head out of the news and quest in our Greco-Roman fantasy world instead. So not only do they have their in-house games, but projects are coming to build on their blockchain. So PYR versus ILV, I would go with PYR personally. What's up, fam? Let's go. Gala, nice. Thoughts on games on the Solana chain? So games on the Solana chain, I think, have kind of gone under the radar recently, and Polygon, Avalanche, Immutable, they're really catching all the hype, understandably so. They deserve that hype, and they deserve the conviction, and what they're bringing to the table, I think, does, at this moment in time, kind of obliterates what Solana's doing in the gaming space right now, right? But Solana, they can gain that conviction back, and they can gain that traction back. But the one thing I'm concerned about with Solana, and this is not FUD, this is true. I talk to developers all the time. I talk to developers from different blockchains. A lot of Solana devs are looking to be interoperable. They don't want to be on Solana. They want to be a supporter of the Solana network and be multi-chain. Now, multi-chain is the future, in my opinion. You're seeing it with the Polygon Immutable collaboration. We're seeing it with a lot of the interoperability in the space. But personally speaking, I do think that Solana chain and gaming is kind of getting lapped right now by some other protocols. And especially when you talk to developers who say they don't want to be a Solana project, they want to be a part of the ecosystem, but not necessarily a Solana project. Chicken on AVAX. Yeah, I've seen people play it. I can't say I know too much about it. What about Fate in Arena? The game was always fantastic. I don't know about the token at this point in time. Low cap, very low market cap at this point in time. It was sad what happened with the tokenomics there, to be honest. What do you think about Steppen? It was actually good until the earnings went non-existent. You think it can somewhat recover? I think that it was kind of a Ponzi, and the tokenomics just aren't going to work out long term. I'm going to be honest. It kind of falls underneath the Ponzi-nomics, and I don't think move to earn is going to be sustainable unless there was some sort of a real yield aspect to it, which 𝗨𝗏𝗏 doesn't have, to be honest. DeFi Kingdoms has been really actually performing decent. The game's kind of made some comebacks, and with the Clayton network now involved, it has been doing better. I've actually recently been hopping back. I have some heroes still over on DeFi Kingdom, so I actually play every once in a while. I'm not going to lie. XRP is performing really well. I wouldn't be buying XRP right now, guys. I mean, let's look at XRP. 33%. And if you look at the monthly chart, I mean, Jesus, right? This thing has just absolutely ripped. I would definitely not be buying into this pump. I think XRP long-term is going to be a massive winner. Don't get me wrong, but it's not really in my niche. And I'll leave that to people like Sheldon to continue to cover and give you his thoughts. But I do think XRP is going to have tons of potential. Not something to be buying right now. 𝗨𝗏𝗏 token unlock next week. Yeah, I wouldn't be buying 𝗨𝗏𝗏 whatsoever. Star Atlas, good project. Nothing I'm getting involved in from an investment standpoint. Let's talk about a couple of low caps, and then we'll get more into the chat questions. I know you guys love the chat questions when I talk about your favorite altcoins and give my opinions. So I'm really looking at Altura. We talked about Altura quite a bit. At a $20 million market cap, this legitimately does have probably 10x potential come the next bull run. And if you're loading up your bags now, I think that that's a pretty good play. And that's realistic at the market cap. Looking at WASDR as the social gaming platform, another $20 million market cap platform, and others like WAGMI Games. And I am looking at Camelot Grail underneath the Arbitrum narrative. That's a decentralized exchange, though. It's not really gaming. So once again, not really underneath my niche. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple of things upcoming in the crypto gaming space. The 𝗪𝗂𝗃 token is about to launch. So 𝗪𝗂𝗃 is another big gaming conglomerate, gaming studio. I believe they have over 150 games coming to the 𝗪𝗂𝗃 platform currently. So the 𝗪𝗂𝗃 token airdrop is coming. You can go to 𝗪𝗂𝗃.com/token. And I would just definitely look out for that TGE. Epic Games conviction in the space continues to show as NFT champions. One of the projects we covered last November, and their Pokemon style game, which to me looks the most like Pokemon in the space. It's coming to the Epic Game Store. Very good to see. Just that evolution of product over time, right? It was very early stages in November 2021 when this project was gaining some steam, and now seeing it on Epic Game Store is pretty sweet. And then one of our sponsors, SIDUS HEROES, I went and hopped into the Zenna app the other day and had a fantastic time. If you want a game to play this week, I would definitely try out the Zenna app by SIDUS HEROES, one of our sponsors here on the show. Let's talk about you guys' favorite altcoins. We'll take some chat questions. 𝗪𝗏𝗏 fell under the Ponzi-nomics after a while. Those initial projects, guys, they all modeled their tokenomics after each other, so they all suffered the same fate, right? I don't see 𝗪𝗏𝗏 making a comeback, and it had its time. The digital crabs were fun at one moment in time, but not at this moment in time. Remark, yeah, definitely up there in my low caps. I think Remark underneath the Polkadot and Kusama narrative has so much potential, especially if the altcoins continue. And whenever the next cycle gets here after the halving, I mean, I think you're looking at massive gains for these low caps and stuff like Remark for sure. Phantom, I want to see more games on Phantom. Phantom's just so DeFi heavy. And it's cool. Phantom's great. I want to see more gaming on Phantom, to be honest, because I think that's where the mass adoption comes. If everyone thought crypto staking was the moneymaker, people wouldn't do CDs. They wouldn't do bonds. They wouldn't do index funds, right? They would come stake and do DeFi, but DeFi is shown sometimes to not be the best. And I think you have to have a really, really proven product to capture that niche. I want to see more games on Phantom because games are going to bring in mass adoption. Games are going to bring in people from the outside. So that's something I'm definitely looking at. All in on IMX, Gala, PYR, and Magic. I love that stack. That's a very good stack. Maybe add Matic to it, but I love that stack right there. As those are, 5 we talk about here all the time. I'm very bullish on. Gala, thoughts? Let me see. Gala, thoughts on next bull market potential? It's going to rip in the next bull market. I mean, Gala, with the product they're building now, it's definitely going to fly in the next bull run. But I think you have time to fill those bags. I really do think you have plenty of time to get in front of that. Altura, my favorite low cap. Is Sol dead? No, Sol is not dead. They are building in the background. Just because the developments aren't coming out to the limelight every single day, they have pushed a lot of product forward. Kaz bags rocking. Yeah, Kaz has been pumping quite a bit. ADA. What does ADA serve? What does ADA do? What projects build on ADA? Like, no, sorry. 𝗏𝗏𝗍 should do good. Yeah, 𝗏𝗏𝗍 Games is one of my favorite low cap altcoins for sure. I think that come the next bull run, is especially looking at $11 million market cap, 𝗏𝗏𝗍 Games has definitely got a lot of potential. Veracity, very bullish on Veracity. I think at the market cap too, once again, it has a lot of upside, and I think that it's one of the more volatile tokens with the market if we go down to Veracity. Usually when the market moves, Veracity is like a leveraged play on the market, I've almost noticed. So yeah, I am bullish on Veracity. Ultra still huge. Yeah, their Ultra Games platform is about to come out, which is going to be the game changer. It's going to be the Steam of crypto gaming, in my opinion. So I am looking at Ultra very closely. AGIX, yeah, AI narrative continues and into the next bull run. I think it's going to do really well for sure. I think for now, the AI narrative is kind of exhausted, kind of like that initial metaverse pump. But I really do think that that long term it'll do well. Theta, yeah, I love Theta. They're basically the Twitch of crypto gaming at this moment in time. People hop on there. It's the Web3 streaming platform. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗏 pumping, not gaming, but yeah, nice. Epic looks good. I think that's Epic Prime you're referring to. I think Epic is a good project, and they had some really big news recently. Yeah, I think long term it should do pretty good. Ultra versus Vulcan Forged. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, that's a really good question. Ultra versus Vulcan Forged. Very similar conviction. In my opinion, I have very, very similar conviction in Vulcan Forged and Ultra. I think that from a market cap perspective, they're also very similar. From a tokenomics perspective, they're both very solid. Slightly more bullish on Vulcan Forged than Ultra at this point in time because of the in-house blockchain and the nodes and a lot of the stuff going on with the Metascapes platform. Barely, though. I have very high conviction in both PYR and Ultra. That's a great question. Tokenomic. Yeah, I agree, Miguel. I think the metrics behind Vulcan Forged a little bit stronger. NFT champions, Champ. Yeah, Champ getting listed on Epic Game Store is huge, and the game is looking pretty solid, so I'm really excited about that. Early conviction paying off there. It really did look like the Pokemon of crypto gaming early, and it's cool to see now. ADA versus Matic versus DOT. Matic, DOT, way down here, ADA. ADA would definitely be third place on that ladder. Sorry for all the Cardano maxis, but Becker would be telling you that your girlfriend's boyfriend is paying your bills because you hold Cardano. But I'm not going to say that, but you can ask Becker for that. Best show in town. Like. Yeah, guys, be sure to drop down, like the video for more every single week here on In the Game and on Crypto Banter. I'll be back on Friday with another show as always. Matic, yes. Matic is the top of that list. Don't even consider... Matic is like in a league of its own. If you're talking about Matic, DOT, and ADA, Matic is at the top of that list, without a doubt. Render, long-term winner, no doubt, especially once the metaverse is here and it's here to stay. I really do think that Render is going to do really well long-term. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Like the video if you enjoy. Subscribe down below, and I'll be back with another show on Friday. As always, play well, my friends.